just specify the time needed to complete all these activities, okay? And you also maybe need to specify the type of students you're targeting at. Maybe, usually I think at least you have to target at up primary level students, right? If you want to use corpus data. Otherwise, it will be difficult for, to lower primary students. Or maybe it could be junior, secondary students would be ideal. Actually, I showed you some example for you how to design and present your activities. Okay, this is a lesson design, and these are two videos, video demonstrations made by students. We in the past, a few months we collected some interesting, activity design from our students. So we videoed the students. I'll show you one video later. Okay. If you just click on Amazed Amazing, you see, one thing I forgot to mention here is I forget to mention the time. I think it could be a double lesson, so 70 minutes, okay, yeah. Again, you can see that the first is kind of, it's a testing stage, right? So the purpose of this lesson design is to help students differentiate the ing and ed adjectives, like amazing, amazed, okay? So first, what you need to do is very simple. Simply use amazing, amazed to fill the gaps, okay? Just draw the attention to the language forms, okay? So individual work, independent practice. And secondly, maybe you can provide them with some concordance lines. If students do not have access to computer, you can provide some concordance lines, just print out, okay, very easy. Students start to explore and discover language use patterns. So they can observe how amazed or amazing is used in context, and then maybe ask them to try to correct the mistakes. Well, again, maybe at this stage, still they don't have the knowledge to do so. It doesn't matter, okay? Just provide them with more guidance. For example, like here's pair word discovery activity. Because to work with corpus data, is quite monotonous, boring, right? So try to maybe make students work together, arrange some pair work or group work, so that they can discuss, so that learning task is not that boring. Okay? And then you give them some step-by-step guide, to draw their attention to the features associated with amazed, amazing. For example, like in this exercise, students, very simple, they just need to circle the subjects before the word amazed. So what subject should be, precede amazed? Okay, circle it and then ask them to answer. The circle the words refer to somebody or something. Usually it's somebody, right? Okay, and they do the same for amazing. The subject actually for amazing could refer to both somebody or something, right? And then after this stage, you can maybe try to guide them to summarize the use patterns. What you can, it's a group work, small group work here, okay? Or to make the task less difficult, you can maybe provide, one usage, okay? And then ask them to supply the other usages, okay? Well, at this stage, maybe students sort of understand. Well, we use ed adjectives it's a kind of a matching exercise, describes how people feel. And we use ing adjectives to describe people or things which have an effect on us. Any language form is attached with a certain meaning, okay? And what we do is try to associate the meaning with a particular form, okay? Well, this is not enough. And we just help them differentiate one pair, but there are many other pairs like excited, exciting, bored, boring, surprised, surprising, right? Okay. So we can extend the learning to other adjectives. Well, the final one, is an oral and writing task. So we design some simple, like questions. What's the most interesting? What's the most thing you have ever done? Excited, exciting, okay? So they have to first fill the gaps. Okay, they check the answer. And then what we need to do is interview a friend using the correct questions. So extending learning to speaking. And then report the writing result to the class. This is kind of sort of a simple task, right? Task-based learning. And finally, the writer short paragraph about friends you interviewed using the ed or ing adjectives. So it's final stage, we always have to focus on writing. All right. So this is an example you may follow. I try to go back to the, it's not the coca, oh, here. Okay, so that's all you need to do. You can follow this model, okay? Follow this template, but you can, as I said earlier, there's no need to always follow this 4-stage model. I'm looking for, a talented model, okay? So try to be more, brave, okay? And try to be more creative, okay? And you can also, watch these 2 videos. I'm not going to show you, okay? Just watch by yourself. So the deadline for posting your work is March 11th, Monday. So you almost have more than 10 days, okay? So, okay, I'm not going to press you, okay? And well, you can just upload your work here. Okay? But you have followed instruction clearly, okay? For example, like this is group 1's work, group 2's work, okay? Indicated in your subject title, your subject design, okay? And afterwards, you have to comment on other groups' work. We follow this sequence. Group 1 will comment on group 2 and 3's work, and group 2 will comment on group 3 and 4's work. All right, and deadline is March 13, again midnight. And afterwards, you may consider revising your task work, okay, if you wish. Okay, right. So that's all. Okay, so any question about tutorial session? Clear to you? All right, good. Now the last thing I want you to do is, could you please spend maybe 1 to 2 minutes or 2 to 3 minutes, okay, to evaluate our workshop. It's very easy, okay? You can use a mobile phone to scan the QR code and access the evaluation form, or you can just follow the soft copy and just click on the link. Basically, there are something like 18 Likert scale questions, plus only one open question, okay? So I believe that you can finish in 2 or 3 minutes, okay? Now, if you have any question, you're welcome to ask me, okay? Right? So any question you'd like to, ask? If you have any questions, you can write to your tutor or write to me, okay? Right? We're happy to answer your questions. Well, if you think the task design is too difficult, you don't need to write, design so many tasks. For example, in the example I showed you, we had 7, 8 activities. For you, I think it will be sufficient if you design like 3 to 5 activities, okay? Right. And it doesn't need to be, a standard lesson plan. I know that you haven't been introduced to how to write a lesson plan. So basically what I showed you is kind of like worksheets, okay? We focus on the design at this stage, okay? How to plan lesson maybe, I think maybe later, but not now, okay? Just focus on design of tasks, okay? So any questions? have microphone, okay? You're free to voice out your views, okay? Okay. Well, I understand. I give you lots of input today. You need time to digest, okay? Right? Well, so thank you for coming today, okay? So that's the end of my workshop. I hope you have learned something useful, okay? All right, so thank you. Thank you.